Senator Ted Cruz had some harsh words for President Obama, calling him, quote, the Imperial president, red meat for the judge. And he's next. Senator Ted Cruz, he's fired back on President Obama, the use of executive orders, writing in a Wall Street Journal, quote, of all the troubling aspects of the Obama presidency, none is more dangerous than the president's persistent pattern of lawlessness, his willingness to disregard the written law and instead enforce his own policies via executive fiat. Something tells me that Judge Andrew Napolitano would agree. Just so happens the judge wrote a piece himself in the Washington Times and on FoxNews.com, and it's titled The Sorry State of the Union. And we've got the judge with us now. Your take and Ted Cruz's take seem to be similar, but wow, did Cruz come on strong?
He came on strong yesterday, and the Attorney General came on weak because the questions that Senator Cruz put to the Attorney General basically are, hey, you know what, Mr. Attorney General, it's pretty basic. In our system, the Congress writes the laws, the courts interpret the laws, the president enforces the laws. They don't do each other's jobs. Now, I'll give you an example. The President of the United States of America last December, when Obamacare was failing and the rollout was a disaster and people were losing their health insurance coverage, basically said to insurers, you know what, keep the old policies in play for another year. That's asking them to break the law, because those old policies, as bad as this law is, are unlawful as of January 1st. Yet when Ted Cruz offered legislation that would have delayed the onset of the new policies and allowed the old ones to stay on legally for a year, the president said he'd veto it. This is reprehensible that he claims for himself, Charles, the power to change the law, but would veto an effort to make the change lawful.
Right, but here's the thing. A persistent pattern of lawlessness, what role does Congress play in this? I mean, are they enabling the president? Outside of Ted Cruz, it's like you can hear crickets. Where's the dissent? Where's the outrage? Where is it?
Congress is becoming like a potted plant. Senator Mike Lee, shortly before the interrogation of Eric Holder that you just read, had a similar Q&A with him. Senator Rand Paul is in the same camp. Senator Marco Rubio, Ron Johnson, they're there as well. Besides them, the Republicans and the Democrats in the Senate are pretty much willing to roll over. They do not want to bring this president in check. Look, everybody's upset that the new commissioner of the IRS is an Obama-supporting, Obama-contributing Democrat. Well, why did the Senate permit this to happen? The IRS used to be and is supposed to be independent. Congress enables the president to do these things, whether it's George Bush or Barack Obama, and then when he does these things, it's Congress's fault for giving him the type of discretion that they give to modern-day presidents. The result of this is a president with the skillful use of executive orders, and this is what Ted Cruz was getting at, and I was attempting to get at in the pieces we wrote yesterday. A president can materially alter federal law by the manner in which he enforces it. He did that with immigration. He's probably going to do it with financial regulations. He's certainly doing it with Obamacare.
Where does this conclude? What is the natural conclusion of this? I mean, it always feels like every time we have these discussions, we say ultimately it goes to the Supreme Court. But that's timely, and a lot of damage can be done between now and then.
You know, it depends how deep he goes. He could get into I-word territory, which is impeachment. I don't think that will happen. The Clinton experience was so horrific and arguably took Bill Clinton's eyes off the ball and allowed Osama bin Laden to plan and plot 9/11, so I don't see it happening. But at some point, Congress must do something. If he says to illegal immigrants, I'm not going to deport you if you do A, B, C, and D, and he makes up the A, B, C, and D. It's not from the statute, and it hasn't been enacted by Congress. He is effectively changing the law. That violates his oath. That's not doing what we hired him to do. Do all presidents do it? Yes, but he's doing it to extremes.
Right. Well, it might violate his oath, but he stood there proud and strong and arrogant in the State of the Union address and said, boys and girls, it's coming. I'm doing this my way. I am indeed the imperial president.
We will be having a lot more of these conversations, Charles, because I think he's going to do it more and more. Because after his State of the Union speech the other night, at least a half dozen Democrats in the Senate who are up for re-election all told Fox and other cable networks, I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I don't want him in my state. He's not going to raise funds for or campaign for me, period.
Yeah. Judge, thanks a lot. Hope you have a great time down in D.C. We'll see you back here real soon.
Pleasure, guys. All the best.